something like that come up, you ought to get it around to the people in the community. I mean, not just the Fosters, because I don't get Fosters.
I don't know whether you did anything illegally because I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. But ethically, that's unethical what you did. You guys are all public servants and you're supposed to serve us.
I know it's a fair question, and it's about a different subject. I'm just curious about the school abatement project. A couple of months ago, there started to be some construction activity around there, and I was just wondering if there was some update on what his timeline is, because there would seem to be like they were maybe doing some remediation or abatement work, and then it kind of all of a sudden seemed to stop. I'm just curious, because originally we were supposed to get construction going, I think, April, beginning of May. Just curious about the project.
You want me to respond to that, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, there's some public information. We just had executive session.
Yeah, but I'm more interested in if there is.
Yeah, right now we're finishing up, wrapping up the. There's been a phase 2 and phase 1, phase 2 environmental assessment done. There's been
On the school building.
On the school building. There is a bunch of PCBs, asbestos, and some sort of asbestos material in the walls that has to be mitigated. The cost of that is somewhere around $450,000 to do all that work. So right now we're in the process of wrapping up how we're going to manage that and get that work done. Mr. Bateman or Bateman Partners are under a deadline to get things rolling by the beginning or the middle of July. They have to, by their main state housing funding that they receive, they have to have at least 7 units done by December 31st. So there'll be some activity that will be starting here fairly quickly within the next several weeks.
Just one. Is he hoping that the town comes up with that $450,000? I would assume that he, being the developer and having been in the building, had some ideas. There must be, if there's PCBs, it must be old transformers. If there's asbestos, it's probably for or elevator shaft line.
Well, just to let you know, that's all public information, because the report's in my office if you'd like to read it. The PCBs are in the paint, which are in the wet areas that were the locker rooms of the building, and they date back to the 50s. And all that material, and then there's some on the concrete floors, and that actually has to be completely taken out of the building. So that's the time between the pieces.
One more quick thing. I promise it's going to be quick. I'm sorry, it's also PM. Is there any way to? I don't know. I'm kind of new to this piece, so I don't know the whole process. Is there a way to put on agenda some or in the law to create a law or create some sort of system so this doesn't happen again? I mean, do we have to have it on the agenda for next meeting to kind of talk about it, come up with some solutions? And
we've already talked about it. We hope to revisit this policy.
And will we have a chance to kind of get involved in it?
Okay. Let me just say one thing, and we'll leave it at that. You live next door to a neighbor.
Wait. Are we at the end of public comment? Or
excuse me.
Okay.
I'm just wrapping this up. You live next door to a neighbor, and that neighbor doesn't pay their taxes for years, and you're paying yours on time, busting your butt paying them on time. Is that morally correct? Is that morally right? That's it.
That's not the same thing. We are not
I don't think anybody's upset about the process of.
That was ridiculous. That is the most absurd thing that I've ever heard. Wow. Oh my goodness. I've never been elected to public office.
I don't think anybody's upset
that
that somebody getting their property taken back. I don't think anybody's upset that it was foreclosed on. I didn't hear that once at all here. It wasn't the fact that it was taken, that the city took it back because of not paying taxes. Everybody has a responsibility to pay their taxes. That's the bottom line. And if you don't, then there are going to be consequences for that. That's not what's up for discussion. It's the process that happened after that. that people are upset about. It's the fact that one bid was placed and it happened to be somebody on the board's spouse that got the property with only one bid. And it's the process afterwards that's the issue. It isn't the fact that somebody's property was taken because they didn't pay taxes.
The motion adjourned, do I have a second?
Wait a minute.
Wait. You open it up again. You open it up again.
Well, Ronnie, you
Wait,
want to speak?
Oh, we got one more.
Excuse me.
One more.
Yeah, Julie Murphy to Tower Lane. I see this gentleman sitting in a wheelchair and he's a senior citizen. I'm sorry you lost your house. I wish there was a way that this board would have been a little bit more considerate.
Well, how
And
could they
excuse-
consider that he was in the hospital?
I understand, and I'm sorry about your circumstances. I wish this board, from me to you, I wish this board was a little more considerate to finding a way to help you so you didn't lose your house.
Thank you.
Oscar.
I'd like to say something.
Go.
Back years ago, I was on the board, and I've been worked hard in my life. I'm getting a little more fortunate maybe than a lot of people. And there was, I think it was 3 or 4 people with homes. One was a mobile home. And at 5 o'clock on a Friday night, they were going to lose their home. One was a girl I went to school with, and I called every one of them on the phone, and they told me they couldn't have the money till the next week. And I said to them, the town will own your home at 5 o'clock. I am going to sit here and write checks to pay those taxes, and I hope to get it back. I went home and told my husband, and he said, it's okay you did it, but don't plan on getting the money back. I never lost a penny. And when I ran for the legislature, a gentleman said to my father, he said, I have a large family, and every one of us will be down there for your daughter, and it was one of his sons that I did it for, because he said of what she did for us. So what you do comes back to you. And I never regretted it, and if I'd have lost something, I'd have still lived on. But I never lost a penny. They all came in and paid me exactly what they owed me.
I just want to publicly say I apologize to these guys because I didn't realize they were the ones who lost their home. And if I would have known that, I would have been a little bit more sensitive on how I just said that.
Can he speak?
So I apologize.
Excuse me, you have to be recognized.
Yeah, well, I just,
Enough.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to apologize to them because I didn't want to offend
Please,
you.
enough.
You should have been more
Oscar,
sensitive.
bring us home. Motion adjourned already. Don't speak up there.
So what? You haven't got a second?
I will-
Why can't Mr. Schlossberg at least speak to you folks? Show a little damn compassion, for Christ's sake. He's an American.
Speak.
You haven't allowed him to speak, you haven't told him he could speak, and every time do you live here? No, he doesn't live
Where are
here.
you supposed to live in?
Ronnie, would you like to speak?
Yeah, it wasn't my fault, I got meningitis, and I had 3 strokes, and I've been in and out of the hospital and rehab, and then when I finally got through with rehab, I had a heart attack. But I'm on over close to 60, 70 medicines a day. I had people running the house there, and I got screwed, but I did own 42 Berwick Street. I sold that. I straightened out the taxes, the sewer, and everything. And that's what I was planning on doing with this house here. And pay everybody off. But, I mean,
But we never got any registered letters.
I think
I've been
so,
within at the
yeah.
hospital constantly. I never left the side. I didn't see anything.
They said
I
the
think
moment-
we have copies of the person who signed for those registered
Well,
letters.
it wasn't him. He was in the hospital.
Did you allow somebody to sign for you?
No.
No.
Somebody signed those registered letters. Because I don't know who, but we.
Well, if you have
we
the
got-
paperwork, I could look at it and I could tell you who, if it is
Yeah, well, I
somebody
don't have the
else's.
paperwork, but I did go in and ask the finance officer if somebody had signed, because I wanted finances this week, because and she said, yes, she did. And I knew she had done it that way, because that's where you have to do it. You have to send registered letters.
But, like I said, I was with him constantly.
Excuse me, is there any chance that you people could go along with me and Oscar Stone for 6 months to sell it?
I didn't catch that. What did you say?
Is there any chance that you people will go along if I give it to Oscar Stone to sell? And just give him 6 months?
No, the board already made a binding vote.
Yeah, the board's already
Breaking
voted.
the law.
They
The
voted
previous
last-
meeting before this one.
And I'm sorry. sorry, sir, but the board has already spoken.
So,
I guess the only way we can
excuse
do
me.
that is if the
4 years ago, I bought a piece of property next to the church, right beside me up here. I was the highest bidder, it was in the Foster's paper that I won, okay? I went to the town hall, I seen them, and they told me I didn't win, that the church was buying it.
But, no, the only way we can change it now is if the person who put the bid in,
Well, that's what happened, what happened to me?
that's up to them.
I think it was, Judy or somebody was on the one of the...
Marcia made the motion.
Marcia made a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
You can't vote to break the law.
Second. All in favor? Opposed?
I think you want to let the people speak as long as they want to, but that's up to you.
Everyone's spoken, that's one.
No, James, you've been shutting us down. You've been shutting us down.
That's all we've heard.
I didn't see
It's
another
only
hand come up.
a quarter of 8.
Yeah.
It's not much.
My hand is up.
You don't want to see them.
We weren't done.
We're adjourned.
The only way to go back is if somebody wants to rescind.
Oh, for the love of God. Who cares? They're not listening anyway.
What was the vote to adjourn?
Keith,
3-2.
what was
Go
your...
back.
Two people didn't raise their hands. How could you say 3-2?
Put that through, a sneaky deal should be resigning. I'm dead
I-
serious.
Thank you, Dave.
Yes, yes.
Second Thank you,
Come on,
Dana.
it's our town. We hire you, we elect you to do the job. You've done a real poor job at it. Yeah, right. You're not in their grip.
Can you appoint a board so we can have a review to see if there's ethic violations of your own ethic policy? And have you listened?
Call the attorney general off the record now.
Deal done.
I sent an email to you, asked you to distribute something to the board members. You got that?
I believe I sent that, I gave that to him, if I didn't.
Oh,
It was on the
God,
email.
no.
I sent it
Whoops.
to Dave.
That doesn't always work.
So when is the
Did
next
you
one?
distribute, did you
Yeah.
guys?
They got that.
Not 17.
Because I wrote all their names.
Not 17.
No.
106. It's a criminal code.
I read everything I got.
Right. I don't know.
I thought we known for 11 years. I mean, you know.
You want $20,000 and they get the $20,000. Someone off. That's $20,000. They're going to notify the fire. Anything else? $100,000.
Nice. Oh my God.
What is it? Check all these guys.
It's really the most third thing that I've ever witnessed in my life. But they get away with it, so they do it. They get away with it.
That was precious.
He reminds me of Uncle Joe.
Don't break it now.
I would vote for him. I like him.
I won't.
I like my Uncle Joe.
I know.
Yeah, he never says it.
Well,
Everybody.
both
time.
Unreal. Quite impressive. Yeah, that's why my husband won't tell him. His vein with a right through his head. I mean, he's 22 years.